did meet. We started working at Louis Vuitton. Katie was friendly. We had a team of people. Katie was friendly with Peter. She knew Peter, and I knew Katie from other things. We were all working together, and we've stayed working together, and it's been a really great time. I mean, every season, at the end of the season, or just before the night of the show, I write Katie a thank you note, which I give her with the bed. Yeah.
I have all of
and she gets a very special note, very different from everybody else's. And it's always just thanking her, because it's always such a great. It's a very difficult process putting together a show, and there's ups and downs, and days you feel more secure and more insecure, and whatever. But we enjoy it, and I think we go through it with a lot of energy and passion, and it does. It's remarkable how it just becomes, it is exciting season after season, I think, I don't know if I can articulate specifically, but Katie sits just like I do with all the designers on the team. We sit in bag meetings together, we sit in shoe meetings together, we sit in clothing meetings, we look at things together, we all have opinions, and it's kind of, not a compromise, it's an accumulation of all these opinions, and then the kind of working it out. Each person brings something to that, and I really, I never think of myself as a director, and I don't think of anybody in that role. Everybody's contributing, and they're bringing thoughts and ideas, and somehow they all get thrown in the pot, mixed around, and then, whatever comes out right is the thing. I know through the shoe meetings that happens. That's a really good example. I mean, we start, and Katie's sort of excitement about something, then sort of spurs me on, and it's like, oh, let's do another one. And then Katie will get like, remember that collection when we did every single pair differently? And so there's
and then remember the time when we did every single shoe differently.
Yeah, every single shoe differently, the right and the left. So there's the kind of. There's that excitement over an idea. When you finally reach that approach that you're going to take, or that idea, or that silhouette, or whatever it is, or that form of decoration, whatever the thing is, when there's this sort of delight or squeal of excitement from Katie, who, as an editor, sees so much stuff, and is also really aware of what everybody else has shown. So when there's that moment of surprise or delight from her, that's a really good sign for all of us to say, okay, right, now we know what we're doing.
Obviously everyone's been working really hard, and the team do this, every day for 6 months, and I come in, have the fun, the fun bit.
But you do come in the beginning.
Yeah, I do, but it's just being kind of humble about it. It's not like, anyhow. So I think I could. It'll be different every season. Sometimes Marc will ping me some pictures, and I'll go, ooh, what about that, or what about that, and then we'll kind of see each other through the season, and it just gets kind of much more intense towards the end when everything kind of.
Yeah, I mean, Katie already a couple of weeks ago said, oh, I saw this. I'm not going to say what this is, but Katie saw something that she said, I think you should have a look at this, and I will. And what I see in it may be different than what she sees, and it may not stick till the end, but it may be what we need to get started. You know what I mean? Or it may not. You never know. But I think that Katie is being humble, because she plays a very big role from the beginning to the end. But I think everybody does. Everybody. There's now Marco, who's joined us, who's already putting together fabrics and things that he's interested in, and somehow with what everybody's interested in, and then it becomes more discerning and more edited as the weeks get closer. So I think.
And you can't be too polite either, because you just don't have time anymore. It's like it's either in, or either people feel something for it, or there's no point in trying to flog something
that's not working.
Yeah.
But I think in the beginning there is a certain politeness. There's like, oh yeah, open to everything. This could be interesting. Could be nice, because you never know really. But then as the weeks go on, you do know. There may be 100 different ideas, but then you kind of want to send a singular message. And sometimes that's through the hair, and sometimes through makeup, and sometimes it's through all of it. It can be a very, very precise. I mean, the last collection, there wasn't a single trouser, but there were trousers in the collection. We just made a decision not to go that road.
I mean, it just wasn't. She wasn't that woman. Just didn't
wear
wear trousers. I
trousers.
mean, why would she? I mean, you know.
And yeah, but anyway, but sometimes it's like that, and then sometimes there's much more. It's much more eclectic within a collection, and it's much more about layering, and so it's the styling, or the styling of the pieces, the way the pieces are worn, become like the message. And
Started with the archive, which is actually next to the studio, which most of it is just pieces that weren't actually in the show or prototypes. So kind of started going through all those pieces, and then the lookbooks, and then my own shoe archive and the bag archive, and just spent a long time looking at things, and then spent a lot of time just trying things on a girl, and then simultaneously I did a shoot for the magazine on, we had the Sprouse and Monogram mannequins made, and then it seemed obvious that that wasn't right for the exhibition and that it should be something more neutral, and then we were working on the winter show and the Speedy was really important, so why not put the Speedy on the head? And
there's one.
I mean, no. So yeah, it's been about 18 months from start to finish, which has been great because it did mean that we could do special mannequins like we've done, and this wasn't the first idea that we had.